Hello. We gotta cut this down a bit. And now we gotta get to our spiel. But firstly, what an amazing day to be alive. I'm grateful, humbled, in a state of peace. I hope you guys are too. If you are returning to my channel to kick it with me, chill with me, if you see this and you're returning, I appreciate you. If you are new, you know what to do or not to do. If you like anything that I'm speaking about sharing, feel free to like it on your way in or out. Yeah, man. So tonight, or today rather, because it's only about 7:30, I'm talking about submission tonight. I never touched on this topic on my channel. I'm going to be doing that. I've done it on other people's channel a little bit, like a tiny bit. But tonight I want to break down a couple of things. And I want to debunk a couple of things. And I want to compare a little bit of what I thought versus what I know now. And yeah, talk a little bit about that. Share a little bit of story time. Yeah. And then in order to do that though, I'm going to have to share a little bit of who I present as today, as a woman, right? And then we're going to get into that little bit of story time. Very, very little bit. But for educational purposes, because I really just want us to be informed. And if there's a woman that relates to anything that I'm sharing tonight, specifically a woman, because I'm talking about submission, and if there's any truth to what I'm speaking of, feel free to comment. Feel free to leave a heart. Feel free to let me know that you agree. Whatever the case. I'm hoping to, in the future, share a little bit more about this. And also have a little bit of an engaging conversation with maybe some more women, maybe some men that have questions, you know, all that stuff. So anyways, as always, I know I have a little bit of music. So I'm going to be playing some of that. All right. And then we're going to get into what it is I'm going to talk about tonight. It's going to be really brief though. And if I have to mute for a bit of time during this, because I'm helping somebody do something, forgive me in advance. But I'm going to be getting a call and I'm going to have to mute. Then I'm going to come right back. All right. And I might play a little bit of music because y'all know y'all love music over here if you're coming over here. But let's get into our first little music thing here. And then we're going to get into the topic. Let's see what I have. All right, let's see.
What's going on? You rap? Sing. I got something different for you.
Hold on, wait. For the record, I got to say, yo, this is about to be dope. So dope. Which I know I only play dope stuff over here. Let's get into it.
What's going on? You rap? Sing. I got something different for you. Step up.
Nice to meet you. My name is Michael Manelli, and I'm looking for a feature. So I need your heart on this one. I'm going to start, then you go, okay?
I got you.
Does he make you laugh like I did? Does he make you cry like I did? I'll hurt that man, I swear to God, if he breaks your heart like I did. Does your mom think he's the one? Does your father call him son? I dropped the ball this lifetime, but I won't in another one.
You still bite the hand that used to feed you. For you I complied. Was your ride or die till you didn't need me. Now you grieve me when you see me on higher ground. Not waiting around for the curtains to close and you to get it right for me. You left me with a bruise that'll never heal. How can you love if you don't love yourself? Ooh.
no words. That was breathtaking. Wow.
I agree. Amazing. Okay. I played that. I shared it on my IG. Yo, this is like an upcoming artist. I just found this lady. Yo, she about to go on tour, everything, man. I'm gonna try to support as much as I can. Yo, amazing. I love good music. But anyways, before I get all jittery, let's get into this topic. So submission, right? There's so much talking in spaces. Never really heard about it outside of YouTube. Never. Okay. But there's so much talking in space of the spaces around what and who a woman should submit to, right? And there's talk that says, that a woman should submit to any man that she's talking to. Any man, right? And then there's other talks that state, like if she's committed to the man, she should submit to him. You should only submit to a person that's a leader, right? That has a potential to lead. In my opinion, it wouldn't be logical to submit to any man that you're talking to unless they show those leadership qualities. But you also shouldn't continue to engage with a man that does not have those leadership qualities. You really should just walk away. Like, it only makes sense, right? Now, a little bit about me, right? Because it's going to all make sense. I do not necessarily believe that there's a such thing as a masculine woman. Unless she's trying to be a man. That's a whole different form of a woman, right? Because you're still a woman, but you're trying to be a man. That's different. We're not even talking about that. But a woman that is a woman, right? And she's trying to function as a woman. There's no such thing as a masculine woman. I only believe that women act accordingly based on their situation, based on their environment, based on need. So for instance, if you have a woman and she is, doing stuff around the house that a man, bunny ears typically would do, that's a woman that's acting accordingly to satisfy a need that is there, right? So it still has to be done no matter who's there or who's not. So that's what I mean by a woman acting accordingly based on, her current situation. But again, you also have those women that are women that want to play more of that masculine role because they really want to be men, right? So that's completely different. Me, I function accordingly based on what needs to be done. I'm a hustler. I grind by any means necessary as long as it doesn't degrade me as a woman, as a human being. But I also can identify realistically that things have to be done, right? So if it comes to like fixing stuff, when it comes to painting, whatever, right? I grew up kind of, I want to say like definitely a girly touch. I like little cute things. I've always liked that. But I also like to play video games. I also like to go fishing. I like to paint. I like to get my hands dirty as long as I can wash them, right? It's just who I am. But by nature, I love my feminine side. Like, I love my nurturing side. It's just who it just feels right to be that. So now we get down to my story time. Oh my gosh. I recently got a chance to, because I've always felt that like a woman, especially a woman like me, always had the potential to submit to the right man, right? If he presents as the right man and he comes appropriate and he comes proper. I've always felt like, we can do that. It's just a natural response. But now I know I can. Because I recently was able to do it, right? It takes a different kind of man to come into your life and to show you something different to where you feel comfortable being in a role and functioning in a role that you were always destined to be in. Like that takes a different kind of man, and that's not every man, because every man is not a leader. Every man cannot lead. Every man isn't meant to lead. I believe that there is some women that are meant to lead, unfortunately. But every man isn't a leader. So it takes a strong kind of man to be able to do that. Now, let me tell you what this feeling feels like, because when I say that it came naturally, like the natural desire to want to like step down out of the role of always doing, of taking a lead, of, showing up because you know that you're the responsible person, that you know that you can rely on yourself. The natural response of a woman submitting, and I'm going to try to I'm going to try to explain this the best way that I can, right? It's like a state of bliss combined with a true nurturing, modest, right? Purposeful state of being. I'll repeat that because I'm probably going to lose a couple of people when I hear that. The natural response of a woman submitting, right, is, I'm going to say, in my opinion, it's like a state of bliss, right? Mixed with a true nurturing, modest, purposeful state of being. Now I'm going to try to break that down. It's a feeling that feels so good and that just naturally comes where you want it to be. It's not something that's forced. And you are so willing to accept that and fall back and let what is supposed to be. Like, there's no fight. Like, there's no pretend. Like, it's like you want it to be. You just naturally let it happen. And guess what? Yo, it feels right. It feels right to not have to question, to not have to guess, like, to just step aside and you feel comfortable in doing it. So when a guy say, oh yeah, whatever man or woman is dating, she should submit to. Nah, you can't submit to every person because you don't trust that person is going to do what it takes to make sure that everything is good and functioning how it's supposed to. Everybody doesn't have that capacity, especially if you are a woman, that you have your stuff together, you're doing everything right, but you have the desire to have a person, not because you necessarily need the person, right? Because everybody's like, oh my gosh, I need a man that I don't know. I'm not there yet where I feel like I need, strongly desire. And guess what? It's power in that. It's power in not necessarily needing a person because of what they have, or even necessarily like what they could give you, but truly desiring them and that being like a choice that you could make and you still choose them anyways. Do you know how much power is in that? Like a woman being able to comfortably sit with a decision of choosing a person, not because she necessarily need that person to survive, but she's choosing that person because she feels that person is right for her. Yeah, there's so much power in it. I don't even know what we're complaining about, for real. It makes perfect sense. But I think that we get so confused in all this language and this jargon online that never happens offline, by the way, that we just have this like sense of entitlement that's developed of like a person serving us and choosing us and needing us. And honestly, I feel like it's a lot of the times from a man's point, like it's just a stroke of an ego. A man choosing a woman that, that she needs him, like to survive, basically. Because you're too intimidated to choose a woman that don't. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, man. Like being able to tap into your feminine. And I gotta see this. And like I said, it's not gonna be a super long live, but I gotta see this. Since I have tapped into my feminine, like my true feminine, I gotta say I'm never gonna have it no other way. I feel like as men and women, we should set the stage, the environment to where both parties can function in their truest state. And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh yeah, because you need any type of financial gain. No. None of that. It's like a natural feeling of being. It comes naturally. I don't know. Listen, like I said, if there's a woman that tapped into this and she hears this and she's like, yo, let me know what you think. Because I'm shoot. I mean, I'm only a person. I'm one person. So, you know, my experience could be different, but that's definitely what I've experienced. And anyways, like I said, it's not going to be super live. I'm actually going to be ending it. I'm going to play some music out. And again, I'm going to try to tap into this topic with another individual, hopefully sooner than later, so we can talk about it together. But yeah, y'all. A woman being able to function in her truest feminine state is like a state of bliss mixed with a true nurture and modest, purposeful state of being. Amazing. Let me play a little bit of music and then we're going to get on up out of here. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. TGIF. Let's see what I got.
Tell me everything I don't know about you. Show me what it means to be loved by you. I want these summer days turn to summer nights. Don't know what this means, but it feels right. And I hope you feel it too. So what if we fall, gave it our all? At least I know love's real. And what if you take my hand and I gave all I can? At least I know love's real. So what if we fall? What if we fall?
Make sure that you guys go follow Antonio. I've shared some of his music in the past on other episodes, on my other lives. Listen, have a good night, guys. I appreciate you.